Hello, my dear Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, males or females. Maria the Clairvoyant, and I'm gonna be doing the general and low tarot for the month of November 2017. I'm a little bit under the weather, so please bear with me with my voice. With that said, you guys know how I start my videos. I want to thank all of you for the subscriptions, for the likes, for the shares. Even the ones that put the thumbs down, I really don't care. I mean, I understand that this is not your video in particular, so it's okay. People criticize regardless. So with that said, I'm gonna start you month of November, Gemini, and I'm gonna use the Legacy of the Divine Tarot by Jared Margetti, and I'm gonna use the Isis Oracle for the message of the reading. The message that you guys probably need, as you guys know, and I'm gonna use the Romance Angels cards. So Gemini, the overall energy that you have is the Page of Wands, but I don't want to jump around this whole thing, but for some Geminis, either their children are a very important part of their life right now. If you have 3 children, it appears 3 pages of wands. If this is your grandchildren, it could be that energy of them. They're in different signs: wands, swords, and cups. So it doesn't matter what sign they are, but I feel that there is 3 little people. If they're not under 18, this is the energy, or there are 3 kids that you still see them as your children, even if they're 50. Some people see their kids after later 5 years old. So I feel that some of you are concerning these 3 people. I didn't want it to jump into this, but this is what came out. This energy is the energy of the past. If you see this part over here, the present and the future. With this said, some of you, you guys have the wheel of fortune, if you want to call it that way. So with the wheel of fortune, I feel that some of you have just finished a cycle, and you're gonna start a new beginning, whatever the cycle is, whatever situation. Because I'm trying to do this as a general reading. But I see that this is more concerned about life, and there is children involved. That's what I see, the concern going on. The next card that you have is the 9 of Wands. The 9 of Wands is someone that is similar to the 9 of Swords, but this one is a little bit more less dangerous. I feel like the Knight of Swords is more a fighting energy, opposed to the 9 of Wands, that this person is more generous, more noble. This person wants a little bit more calm, and it's a little bit more how can I feel, a person that's looking for more passion, for it has more energy, and it's more into, because wands or fire is into like a life purpose, is more into a career. So maybe you're changing, some of you are changing your situation. You finish this cycle, whatever the cycle ends, you guys know what you're leaving behind, and you're gonna enter into this new beginning, and you're moving forward. And you have that 8 of Cups. The 8 of Cups is about feelings and emotions, and you guys know the cups represent a spiritual path, more feelings, more maybe you are becoming more grounded into your emotions, opposed to and that could also represent an energy from someone that is a water sign too. So you might be in a relationship with someone that is a water sign. That could be it. But this is like, this 3 cards in the back is like about movement. This one is about you changing yourself to something do you want to do. This is about moving, and this is about leaving things behind. Whatever it was that hurt you, whatever it was that you couldn't accomplish it, or whatever it was in the past that you are no longer want or need. So maybe you're looking for a spiritual path, maybe because you see the moon in the front. This is more or less what you're moving towards, more a spiritual person. And in here I have the Page of Swords and the Page of Cups. So you might have a child that might be in a sign of the air signs, Gemini. The earth sign is Gemini, Libra on an air sign, and I not remember right now, Libra or oh my God, it's like my mind went blank right now. Oh, Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius. Me, I'm Aquarius. Okay. So with the Page of Cups, you probably have a child that has the energy of the Page of Cups. That could be Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, or could have that energy. And in the main foundation is the Page of Wands. So maybe there is a fire sign child that you might have that is Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. So you have those three kids with these energies. They might be in a Scorpio there. I don't know. And in here it's like with the Five of Swords reverse, it's like you at some point you were fighting for whatever reasons. You had to fight something or someone, or you can either be fighting, you could have even be fighting within your own self. So sometimes we fight our own inner demons that we have internal. I don't really say that much because a lot of people makes it like a big deal when I say those things, but sometimes it's good to say it because sometimes it's about a person that have to like forgive himself for whatever they did wrong. So you probably at some point didn't want it to face the truth or didn't want it to face now, but now you need to forgive yourself. And this came up for another sign too. In another position, I think it's in the near future, but in reverse, it's like you have to forgive yourself for something that you didn't do, or did it, or tried to do it but you didn't do. For example, if you were mean to a person, and let me give you another example. Let's say you raising these children and you gave them abundance, right? You gave them everything they ever wanted to your child. And this child did whatever the heck he wanted with himself. Now you're not going to do the same thing to your, let's say this is your grandkids now. If this was your grandkids or your second child, you're not going to make the same mistake again. Because now you know what can happen if you give too much. That's why I always say everything has to be in balance. Don't give, I'm not saying don't give your kids everything they want. Let them earn it. Let them work for what they have. Just don't put it in their hands because they're not going to appreciate it. And then when they don't have it, they tend to get upset or become rebellious or whatever the issue might be. So forgive yourself if at some point you spoil your child and now this child is is out of control, doesn't respect you, or whatever the situation is, because I really don't know how why is it, but I see children around. If they don't have to be a 5-year-old, they don't have to be a 10-year-old. Your child could be 30 years old and you're 50. If you're in your 50s or 60s, your child might be in his 30s or whatever. So that's that energy that I have here. So, and it could be their grandkids. Now that you realize that you gave birth to your child and now you have your grandkids, but you don't want to make the mistake that you did with your child because of whatever he did. So this is a forgiveness card. And here you're becoming a little bit more spiritual. Some of you want to be a little bit more intuitive, unless you're dealing with the moon, with the moon sign. That with the moon, you can either be dealing with a Cancer sign, because Cancer rules the moon. Okay, so this could either be the energy of a Cancer person, a Cancerian, and you have 3 major arcana, so you're going through some kind of changes. Every time there is 3 or more, to me, that person is going through some kind of changes. And in here you get the 9 of Cups. In the 9 of Cups, you are fulfilled and you're happy with certain situations that are happening to you right now. Maybe financially you're okay. Maybe you feel like part of your life is becoming, after you have forgiven yourself, you are going to be feeling more happy with yourself. With the Justice card, it's probably that you're either some kind of legal matters that you had to handle, but in this case it could also be that you're balancing situations of what happened to you in the past. Like here you're turning your back to something or whatever happened in the past, and now you're concentrating in this little child that's here, that bringing you the love and affection that you want. And now you'll be very fair with this, with yourself and with the children around you. With this one, with the 9 of Wands, you're walking towards a plan to forgive yourself, to be more happy. And with the Wheel, whatever cycle you had in life, now the cycle is starting a new beginning, and this beginning is this part, probably these children around you. And now that you forgive yourself, you're gonna be more intuitive, more spiritual, and you're walking into the spiritual path that's gonna bring you the happiness. And probably there was some kind of karma happening with you, or something happened that karma to me is not sometimes negative. Sometimes it is what we do, what we put out is what we get in. So if we just keep on ignoring the problems, or just spoil our children, you know, you're gonna get what you get. And if you turn around and you're a little strict to those children, they're gonna grow up with a little bit more respect for you and more loving for you. So maybe that's why you got the Justice card, because you're balancing yourself to whatever situation is. If you're a single sign, a single how can I put it, you might also be going through some kind of separation, and you have to decide with your children what you're gonna do. Not really single, but if you're going through a divorce, you're probably dealing with a core matter, and like deciding about the children and what's going to happen. But now you have forgiven yourself for whatever happened in the past, and you're moving along. You're taking along your children coming with you, either on a full-time basis or on a part-time basis, and you're going to become a little bit more spiritual. Everything is going to be fine for you. Just remember that there is justice going to happen, and maybe you have to give child support, whatever it is that is going on, to those who are a couple or getting divorced or whatever the situation is. So as I plant this could be different kind of energies, different kind of positions going on. Depends on the situation that you're in. I don't know what your situation is. So like I said, if you need a further reading, you need to contact me. I'm gonna do the romance angel cards first, because I was doing the oracle. But the oracle, after you finish, you're probably gonna feel a little bit drained or a little bit tired. I don't know. So I'm gonna do the romance angels now. So I'll see what comes out for the singles Geminis. How is this on singles Geminis feel at this point? What do they need for the new beginning of this new life cycle that they're starting for, let's say, for the next 3 months, November, December, January? What do they need to do for the singles, or what do they want to do? Do they need to do or want to do? What is the romance angels advice for the new for the Gemini singles Geminis? Make the effort. Great love is worth taking the step. You're guided to So to me, this card signifies that that some of you are wanting to be in some kind of relationship, but you're not making any effort. So sometimes you have to put yourself out there. If you just recently have breaking up with someone, it's okay to stay stay home, and if you don't want to go out, you don't have to. But if you do want to be in a relationship, because Geminis are the type of people that cannot be by themselves, they need to have a significant other. They will go crazy. They will be depressed into a whatever life is, whatever is happening to them. They can't be by themselves. So if you feel that you gave already yourself a little bit of rest of whatever situation was, if you broke up with someone and you've been single for a while, it's time for you to get up and start going into the dating scene and start making an effort to try to meet someone, because I know you guys need it. So get up, get dressed, see what you guys like to do so you can enjoy that time with that person. Okay, and you try to see how many people are up there for you. For the married one or with a partner, some of you already with that partner that you're meant to be, and some of you might be going through some kind of problems within your relationship. So if that's the case, if you're having problems with that relationship, ask your friends to help you and see what you need to do. Because some of you are already involved with someone that is your life partner, because this is a past life relationship, unless this is like, how can I put it, when you have a past life relationship, you're already met that person, and this one tells you right here. So for the ones that are married or in a relationship, you guys, if you're having difficulties with that relationship at this point, this could be the person of your life, and let you help your friends help you. Relationships are not easy to handle, and this is a past life relationship. So some of you have a contract with this person from a past life. So when there's a past life, a relationship, I feel that they're a little bit more how can I put it, what's the word that I want to say, not contradicting. There's like a little bit more problems, because I feel that sometimes one person wants to be in a relationship and the other one doesn't, and somehow you pull into each other's arm. And what happens with these relationships is that one person wants to give up and the other one doesn't. And maybe, one person start wanting to be in a relationship with you. That person felt, wow, this is it in the beginning. And then the other one was like, no, she's not the one I want, because this is not what I'm looking for. And then what happens is that trouble comes along. One of them is pushing and pulling. And the reason why this relationship doesn't break up is because you guys have a contract. And this contract from a past life, if this is a past life relationship, you already committed, you already signed a contract, and if you don't fulfill this contract, you're gonna die very miserable. I see a lot of people nowadays. I used to work in a hospital, and I have noticed how people that didn't committed to their relationship, especially I noticed that more into the men's side, but don't get me wrong, a lot of women go through this. They met their life partner, they didn't do anything, or they thought of that person probably that it was not the partner for their life, and now they're miserable. I know of a lot of people, men and women, that are very miserable because now they fall in love with someone, and that someone doesn't want nothing to do with them the same way they did it to them, because it's like a karmatic issue. If that life partner came into your life and you neglected her or him, you are going to be so miserable. But in this case, Gemini, if this is your life partner, it's not going to be easy to let go, especially if you guys are married. So with that said, you can't give up on this relationship, because if your life partner, for some of you, I'm not saying all of you are in the same boat, but some of you, this is your life partner. You have a contract. Remember that word. You had a contract in the past life to take care of each other. Either you promised her something or she promised you something. Many times the man promised to marry that woman in this lifetime, and that's what happens, and that's why it's hard to break up those relationships. And even if you do break up apart for a while, you come back together. Once, twice, 3 times. The card that you got for the from the Isis Oracle is the Temple of Black Obsidian, the Dark Healing Chamber. So let's see what the Dark Obsidian is telling you. Gemini. The Temple of Black Obsidian. I'm sorry. When you guys are doing this, you need to sit down and relax, because this is going to take me a little bit of time. So if you guys are doing something, standing, sit down, please, because this card is going to take a little bit longer, because this has a meditation in it. So the Temple of Black Obsidian, the Dark Healing Chamber. Beloved, initiate the most challenging taxes, not to confront an external enemy, but to take courage in both hands and journey within, to meet our own dark self and begin the healing task of bringing love, acceptance, and light to it. Like I told you, this card is going with this one. I don't know what the messages are. I just got this oracle. I haven't read any of these cards. And like I said, sometimes you have to take care of yourself, because you're in your emotions. You have to apologize to yourself for the damage you have done to your own self. That is the sacred purpose of any enemy within or without, to bring us more deeply into our own being as we seek to find and heal the darkness within. The Temple of Black Obsidian is a ruthlessly honest place of raw love and healing, truly profound and lasting deep. Relief and transformation can occur here. Black obsidian is protective and revealing. It will prevent harm from external or internal forces, but it will also reveal that which has been lurking in the shadow of the self, trying to avoid being brought out in the open for fear or condemnation. The biggest challenge we face in entering the Temple of Black Obsidian is our own unwillingness to love and accept all part of us. So you have to apologize to yourself, say sorry to yourself, and this is forgive yourself, basically, to any wrongdoing. The initiate who is invited to enter the Temple of Black Obsidian enters into his or her own shadow. The part of us is hidden from our own awareness and is usually only experienced in relationships to others, quite often as protection. Lady Isis, as the dark priestess of the Temple of Black Obsidian, invites you now to confront the parts of your own ego that you have denied previously. Why? Because in doing so, you will gain more freedom, come to know yourself more wholly, and you will find that the life experiences, opportunities, relationships, and breakthroughs that you have not been able to reach will suddenly become available to you. The dark chamber always leads to the light chamber, but one cannot avoid the initiation of the Temple of Black Obsidian on the pathway to more light. Isis will assist you preparing for this journey by encouraging you to not allow yourself to become your own worst enemy, Most of the fear we have before the dark chamber of healing is the fear of our own self-criticism, rejection. Isis declares that readiness for the dark chamber requires a willingness to exercise non-judgment, compassion, and readiness to accept the self in all expressions. To safely enter the dark chamber and the healer, you must be prepared to give yourself love unconditionally. You must be able to recognize judgment that you hold towards yourself, not as truth, but as old parenting. This is why successful initiation of the dark chamber is a truly advanced stage of soul development. The heart has become willing to love unconditionally, and the initiate must be able to witness feelings that arise with kindness and acceptance, but not fall into them, overwhelmed and crushed or deflated by any darkness from within. It is worth the challenge because finding peace from pain, self-criticism, self-doubt, fear, and self-judgment through healing in this temple is a gift beyond measure. The ritual to enter the dark healing chamber. Find a peaceful, quiet place to lie down and rest or sit comfortable, where you will not be disturbed and can close your eyes and focus on your breath, taking your awareness inside. So I'm giving you a few minutes so you can breathe and relax. Become aware of vast, open, dark space within you, reaching high and wide and filled with a sense of peace. Within the dark space, you become aware of a beautiful winged goddess in a long white robe, with a solar headpiece and a crescent. And on her forehead, her neck, and her arm are filled with jewelry made of black obsidians, which gleams in the darkness, reflecting the light of her aura and white robe, signifying her great inner sight and wisdom. She gazes out to you through fully and directs of your awareness to a great temple in the distance as an invitation. If you wish to remain with her, simply receive her blessed presence into your heart. Rest until you feel ready and then open your eyes. If you wish to continue, follow the reminder of the ritual guided here. If you wish to proceed to the temple, you will instantly take in there with her now. At the temple entrance, there is a small antechamber, and as you step inside, you will see there is a lined with rose quartz in soft pink coat shades. The Lady Isis in her white robe is with you. She suggests that you take as much of this endless love energy that fills the antechamber of rose quartz into your being as you can. It will support you in the temple of black obsidian that lies deeper within the temple complex. You can do this by allowing it to penetrate your heart until you are as full as you can. The lady also offers you a small golden bottle, which she has filled with the pure love energy. You can choose to take her gift with you into the dark chamber. Feel the love in your heart and say aloud, I am filled with love unconditionally now, and I commit to love, honor, and accept myself. No matter what I see, I am human, light and dark, and I have been all things. I love all things, and I know that I am none of those things. I am a divine soul. I love, forgive, trust, and rescue myself from criticism now. Through my own free will as a sovereign being of light, so be it. She steps back from the entrance of the temple, and you step through, entering into a dark chamber paved completely with glimmering black obsidian. The energy within the chamber is neutral, and the darkness of the volcanic glass reflects you at all angles and surfaces. You sit quietly in the center of the temple and become aware of the softness of the rose quartz energy that exists in your heart. You may see, sense, or feel all parts of you reflected in this dark chamber. You can become aware of yourself in totality. What is your feeling of this? Is it peaceful, confronting, frightening, or loving, or a combination of these feelings? If you can send the love in your heart, the rose quartz energy in all directions, gently touching every surface of the chamber that reflects you back to yourself. If you begin to feel fear, hate, panic, or rejection, send more love and you will find it difficult to do this. Imagine drinking the gift in the bottle from the Lady Isis, the strong love that she gives to you, which will conquer any fear. If you choose to withdraw from the temple at any time, if the process becomes too intense, Isis will guide you back through the rose quartz antechamber and back with love to your heart, honoring your boundaries and your needs. If you choose to remain in the dark chamber, after some time, as you become peaceful in this space, it will open up like a pyramid, unfolding from the inside, and you can step out of the top of it, hold and replenish. Lady Isis greets you and offers another gift as a blessing of pure golden light in your heart. Be aware of your heart and your breath, acknowledging that you have done well. Return to your body now fully. When you are ready, just open your eyes. Incantation of the Temple of the Black Obsidian. You can say this incantation anytime you need to help imagining a difficult situation that seems to be about another or about an issue within you that is not completely clear. I call upon the Temple of Obsidian Black. I call upon the love of Isis so strong, stronger than any judgment or attack. It heals and makes whole any past wrong. I now choose to see the truth of my being whole. I see how in this pain I play a role. I choose to let pain of judgment be released. I choose to love and accept with deep peace. Transformation and healing now come to me. I love all parts of my beings, indefinite and free. I hope this reading was good for you guys. And with all that said, you guys need to forgive yourself. Let your friends help you. Whatever you guys need, leave behind whatever it is, Geminis. And I hope this meditation helps you. Love and light. And I see you in the next video. Bye-bye. And if you need additional information, you know what to do.